Hello everyone. Hi Jacob. Hi Keshwal.
Yes.
Hi.
How you doing?
Yes.
I'm doing fine. Jacob, did you get the questions for CPVA?
Hello. Yeah, I'm okay.
Yeah, Keshwal.
I noted shade. I'm
Yeah.
lyric now.
Okay, sure. Okay, fine. Okay. So there are two more topics actually, like mainly there is circumstance and agents. There are two more concepts of the PEGA. Okay, so that we will going to see out today. So we'll talk about we'll start circumstance. Okay. So what do you mean by circumstance? Okay. See, as the English terminology, like circumstance, like you have fall into some circumstance, right? It's like there is some consequence of something. You want to do something differently, right? So if you say, if you are in your home, you will do something differently. If you are in a hotel, you want to like how you live. You cannot cook, right? So you need to buy and eat it. So based on the circumstance, based on the some of the values or some of the place situation, right? So you need to act differently. Okay. So same thing, Pega has actually that capabilities. Like based on some of the property value, you want to act differently. Like say if you have a customer and actually you have different customer like gold, platinum, silver. Okay. If he's a gold customer, you want to give him priority. Okay. If it is silver, you have to work differently to him, right? So how you will going to achieve it? Right? Actually, like okay, you can put many decision logic in many places, but if you want to do it like specific things for like same rule, you want to achieve in a different way. So that time circumstance will be play the picture. Okay. So if you want to use a single property, you can, that is called a single property single circumstance. And if you want to use with circumstance with date, that actually that we have start date, end date, and based on some of the creation date, we can able to circumstances as well. And the next one is actually we call as multivariate. In multivariate, we have an option to use multiple properties to start on circumstance. Okay. So let's say you have one section, okay, like we have many sections we have created. So one of the section, oh, I think I need to log up and log in once. 1 minute. we have many sections here, right? Actually, like select product purchase, which we are displaying it here. Okay. Okay. Yeah. So if you see here, we have our select product. Okay. So in this select product, okay. So what I want is, if it is a gold customer, I want to give him in total discount. I want to give him rebate of 2%. Okay. And if it is silver, we don't want to give anything. If it is platinum, we want to give 1% discount. Okay. So if you see here, actually you have some declare expression rule, right? Do we have 1 minute? I just want to check one thing. Do we have any customer type in that? Yeah, we have already customer type, and in the drop down, what type of we have put it here? Yeah, okay. We have like public, premium, private, and guest. We'll use this option then. Okay. No, actually I think it was changed. I don't know why it was showing like that there. Gold, platinum, silver, and guest. Okay. So let's reuse this one. So now if you go and where you are doing the calculations, right? Like one of the rule, actually you can circumstance any one of the rule, but let's say we have this declare rules, right? So let's say we have declare rules, and there we are doing the total amount. Okay. So here we can see now the value is actually we are calculating sum of this. Okay. Okay. So if we cannot use directly that discount here. Yeah. Okay. So it's just doing the sum of the function is clicking that way. It's okay. So we need to either we need to define one more to complex it. Okay. Okay. To simplify that, let's say I want to define a field called as discount. Okay. So this one I want to change directly to a decimal or something like that. Okay. Fine. So what actually I'm just going to do is, okay, so I got my property decimal and all that. Okay, so now actually what I want to do is I'm going to create a 3 data transform. One data transform which is going to set the value for this. Okay. So let's say I want to create a data transform to set the values for this. Okay. So let's create it here itself. Set discounts. Okay. So initially you want to set that as 0.0. Okay. So this is for anyone. Actually, like if it is any customer, it will be 0. Okay. Now I want the values need to be changed. Let's say I want to see. So if you see in save as here, you can see specialized by circumstance. Okay. So here I want to go with the property and date. Okay. So let's say I want to use the customer type. So here you can see that gold. Okay. So if it is gold, it's going to run this one. So I just created an open. So let's say I'm just using a value. So if you say I'm giving 100 rupees discount now, in terms of percentage, I just did this way. Okay. So it's now 100. Now I want to circumstances once more for platinum. Okay, one thing is there. If you have circumstance, the same rule like data transform as circumstance, so you can use only that property itself. You cannot change it. You cannot use multiple property to decide it. Okay, like you need to use. I cannot use any other property now because I have already defined customer type. Okay, I cannot use any other property now. If I let do, it will give me an error. So let's say platinum. I create an open. Okay, I made it 50. Okay, so now if you replace it, you will see data transform rule here. Okay, get discount. Okay, in the get set discount, you will also see this. Like you can see, if you circumstance it, it will display like that. So you will have one base rule, and so that's the base rule, and you have two circumstance version of it. Okay, so based on the customer type, it will run now. Okay, so first it will check the circumstance. If it is circumstance value matches, it will either run this two, or if it doesn't match enough, then it will going to run the base version. Okay, so let's see how this is going to. And also we want actually one more thing. Let's say we have our user interface. We want to display that rebates as well. See, actually we have already logged it. We cannot make changes to this. So we need to save as this rule set now in 010102. Okay, and we'll make progress further. Okay, after the total amount, I want to display the discounts there. I want to make that also read only. Okay. And now if we say I'm going to run this case. Okay. So if you go see there in the below, okay. So now you can see that discount. Discount is nothing is coming, right? Okay. Actually, one more thing, I have not yet called the data transform anywhere, right? I need to use that as well. One thing, I need to include that into that flow action. Okay. So let's say we have our so that we'll go to the data transform need to be called. So we'll go with the initialization of that. So there is the pivot set default on that. Okay. We have pivot default as well. Okay. So let's say we want to apply data transform, and I can use that set discount here directly. Okay. So this value is now I'm calling, and before that also this also need to be saved as now. So normally, like, this is the process. Once you like see, I created the product file and I deployed into the another environment. Now I need to make some changes to more of the same rule. I need to save as into the higher environment and start working on that. Okay. So that's if you like call, and before that also I want to use customer type to set up as well. Okay. So let's say we want to set the customer type. Okay. So let's say I'm just setting as gold now. Okay. 1 minute. I need to. Where is our property customer type? We have seen that. Okay. This need to be written in the same format. Gold is not all capital. Okay, so we need to set that up and gold only. Save this. Okay, now if you open the work object PU32. Okay, PU32 will not able to see now because it's already the data transform is run. Okay, we need to create a new one. Can you see the discount now as 100, right? I'll be back in 2 minutes. Sorry. So we have this, like if you can see the discount, right? So now if you see, actually if you go back to your default and you just make it silver or platinum. So you, like see, you are just changing the values, right? And the same rule you have defined in a circumstance way. So depend on the circumstance, based on this value, it will be the data transform rule. Okay. So now we have saved this. We need to create one more type now. So if you see this time, it will be 50. Okay. So this is the circumstance. So you have created the same rule. Okay, like if you say save discount. Okay, and depend on the property value, it will pick the different values and different data transform rule will be picked up. So this is an example. So if you have like a different option you want to give, we can use this circumstance rule to achieve the same. Okay. So normally like circumstance rule, if you specialize the circumstance, you can see here you have options. Okay, property and date. If you giving the property and date, you will see this here: property, values, date property, start date, and end date. Okay, so there are different ways. Actually, like either we can go with this start date and end date as well. Like sometimes, like we say, milling insurance segment or warranty, right? So it is something that like you are going to create between the start date and end date, like the case which is going to create it between that duration, we want to give extra discount. So that time, this will be like useful, start date and end date. So you want to put that the circumstance, so that we can able to use this values. And some of the time, like the creation date, like sometimes literally you have some legacy systems and you have the creation date of that. Okay, so you want to track that using the edge of date property. So that time we can use this date property to circumstance it as well. Okay, so all this property and trait data actually normally is the single property. Okay, so we cannot use multiple property here. So if you want to use for multi-property, like that is in PEGA we call as multivariate. Okay, so for multivariate we need to create two different rules. we call as template and definition. Okay, so let's see if we want to use this. Okay, so for that, let's say we want to use the section rule. Okay. So if you see this one, like we have added discount now, right? So in this we have added the discount here. So this discount, okay, we want to, let's say I want to use one more property here. Okay, text input. Not this one, okay, I'll add it later. Okay. So let's see, fine. I have these sections now. I want to circumstance it now. Okay. So let's go with this. So here you can see that specialized by circumstance. Okay. So here you can see that now I want to go into use the template and definition. So I want to create a template first. Okay. So the template rule I am giving that customer. Okay. So customer, let's just say select customer. Customer type. Okay. And again in definition, I want to give that based customer type. Okay, so I need to create this rule. Oh, there's no option of creation. I need to create it separately. Okay. So let's say I want to create a template first. I think leave that here itself. So that is the part of the technical category. Okay. So template, in the template you just define the different properties. Okay. So here you need to define the customer dot customer type. Okay. And let's say you want to include one more property as well. Something rank. Okay. So let's say we want to use this two property. Okay. So this is your template. Okay. These two property we are going to use to define the different rules now. Okay. So that's the definition. So we want to create a definition rule now. Okay, so here you need to define the template name. So here you can give the conditions. So this is like a decision table now. Okay. So here it says like I rank right gold. And rank if you want to give it 1. Okay. So this is one of the condition. Oh, sorry, it's not dot gold. Okay, so this is one of the definition I now created. Okay, so if it is gold and rank is 1, this definition will be true. So I can create multiple definition rule as well. Okay, so now if you come back and now you are going to create this two. Okay. So this is now circumstance version of the same section rule. Okay. Here, like I want to make some changes. Okay. So let's say I want to include one more field here. Okay. Let's say I want to keep that final amount. Okay, and here what I'm going to do is I want to write default value as a function of total amount minus discount. Okay. And this one also read only. Okay, so now we have saved this amount. Okay, now let me see, and one more thing, I need to set the rank values as well in my PY default. So let's say rank. Now I'm putting 1. Okay. Now it is platinum, so it will show the old version only. Okay. Oh, this is the older one. I need to create one more. So I saved it. What's this? Oh no, it's not needed anymore. Okay, so now if we say go here and create a new case. So now if you see it here, here if you can see total amount and discount is coming, but the final amount is not displaying, right? Now I'm just going and change the type to gold. Okay, for that actually we have defined the circumstance. Okay, multivariable circumstance. So now with the gold and 1, so it's going to be true. So let's say we want to run the case once again. So this time you will see final amount there. Did you see final amount now? Right? So the final amount now is getting there. But no, the value is not getting proper calculated. But see, now earlier, so if you see PU35, you'll not see anything. Like final amount is not getting displayed at all. But in the circumstance to you. Okay? So you put different property inside this section. Okay. Circumstance. Okay. Thanks, Krishman. Okay. So this is we have covered the circumstance, single multivariate. So normally this is useful if you are using in like multiple places, and if you need to use the same logic, but little difference in that. So that time we can go for circumstance set. Okay. Okay. So today we are going to stop now, and we'll continue on some of the remaining things in tomorrow's class. Okay. So almost actually we have covered maximum things. Okay. So some of the steps actually which is required, we're going to see that in tomorrow's class. Okay. Any queries?
Thank
Yeah,
you.
Jacob.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Yeah. See you. Bye.